Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paolo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Z Herbacio. Tonight, we'll talk hoops in the NBA Finals and some exciting updates on Team USA for the FIBA World Cup. We'll also hear from Cignal's BFFs Jov Gonzaga and Rachel and Daquis.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Well, the third chapter of the NBA Finals is fast approaching, and it's time to dive deeper into the keys to winning for both the Heat and the Nuggets. Joining us to break down the game in the upcoming Game 3 is NBA Hype host Mikey Reyes and Meralco Bolt star Aaron Black. And ito yung pinaka-formal na makikita natin, si Mikey Reyes.
Nagtanggal pa ako ng coat para hindi niyo isipin na host din ako, guys.
All right, we are entering the Game 3 territory. Naisip niyo bang Game 2 would be in favor of the Heat?
Honestly, I picked the Heat for a long time.
Yeah, you picked the Heat forever.
I picked the. I don't like the fact that Denver beat my Lakers, so I'm picking the Heat. But yeah, it was a great game. I think we're gonna be treated to a great series moving forward.
Well, I've always been a Jimmy fan. Everybody knows that. And even though he hasn't exploded like the way he did in the semis and in the finals of the Eastern Conference, I just like how all he wants is to win. And he's not trying to win Finals MVP. He's giving the ball up to like Gabe Vincent and all those guys who have been stepping up. So I think that culture of the Miami Heat gave them that win in Game 2.
111-108, Miami beating the Denver Nuggets. The interesting stat line para kay Nikola Jokic kasi 41 points siya but then only 4 assists. So a lot of people are saying, hey, was he just limited to being a scorer and not the triple-double machine that we're so used to seeing? Mikey, that actually leads into one of your points here to the keys of winning for the Denver Nuggets. Na it can't just be Nikola Jokic scoring here for Denver.
Oh, definitely, because we know that the biggest asset of Nikola Jokic, just like LeBron, is his passing. It's not his scoring, it's not his rebounding. He does all those things very well, but it's his passing that makes him a generational athlete or a generational big man. So I like what Eric Spoelstra said, that they're not trying to make him a scorer or even a passer. He's a great player, so they're just playing the way they need to play him. But also, his teammates need to make shots. It takes two to have an assist. It's not something that Nikola can do. He's always going to get the basketball to the open guy, to the guy who has the best shot possible. But if he doesn't make it, he doesn't make it. So.
Well, that's Mikey's key. How about you, Aaron? What's the key for Nuggets to maybe get Game 3?
I think Jamal Murray has to really get going. He had 18 and 10. That's a good game for most players, but he's a star. He's been killing everybody in every series. So he's got to come out. I know it's a tougher time with Jimmy Butler, but the Nuggets are going to have to find a way to get Jimmy Butler off of him so that he can attack the lesser defenders of the Heat.
A lot of people are going to be focused on Nikola Jokic, and rightly so when you're looking at the Denver Nuggets. But when you take a look at Jamal Murray, is he actually the bellwether for you for the Denver Nuggets, whether or not they win? If he has a game where he's impactful, not necessarily the highest scorer, if he's the most impactful or at least one of the most impactful players for the Denver Nuggets, do you think that Denver will always have that win in the bag?
Yeah, I think he's the barometer actually for this finals for Denver. I think they'll go as far as he goes. No disrespect to Jokic, everybody knows he's the MVP, but with Murray, he's their closer. He's the guy who gets the ball in the last few seconds of the game. He's the guy they go to on that pick and roll with Jokic. So if he's aggressive, if he gets his game going, that's when the others open up as well.
Mikey, did you want to add anything that the whole team needs to do in order to secure Game 3?
It's really to help out Nikola Jokic. And you talked about Jamal Murray. I think in a final series like this, the first guy or the main guy will always produce because he's going to get the minutes, he's going to get the touches. That's Nikola Jokic. The second, third, fourth guy, those guys need to step up. And when they're struggling, maybe the fifth, sixth, seventh guy can step up, because in a final series like this, you can't expect na yung as consistent, because the scouting reports, the tendencies, basang-basa na lahat. This is like the most detailed series the whole season because it's the finals. Everybody's looking and watching this. So, you have to be able to go at least maybe 7-8 deep.
And you have two teams here who love to execute. And that made me think, okay, the Miami Heat going into a series with the Denver Nuggets, siguro kawawa yung zone defense nila. But that has not necessarily been the case. They're using it in spots. And Mikey, you actually brought that up here in terms of trying to beat the zone. And how do they do that? How do they try and find a way to take advantage of what has been one of the calling cards of the Miami Heat in terms of playoff defense?
Nanggulat eh. Yung pagka-Pinoy ni Eric Spoelstra, no? Mas
Lumabas eh,
biglang
no?
nagsona eh. Isona niya yan. But I was watching Draymond Green's podcast and he was talking about that zone. He was saying that Nikola Jokic is actually the toughest guy to defend in terms of a zone, other than Steph Curry, of course. But with Nikola Jokic, he just knows what to do. He gets the ball pinch post or in the middle, he can square up, he can hit that floater, kick it out to his shooters. But then again, the shooters need to make shots because if the shooters make shots, hindi na sobrang ika-clog yung lane and then Nikola Jokic can operate down low. So, Nikola Jokic is obviously the focal point, but everybody needs to up.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on over to the Miami Heat. Aaron, now you told us earlier that the Heat needs to start Kevin Love. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, actually.
That's
all right.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
started
Okay.
him, which allowed Jimmy Butler to play Jamal Murray.
Right.
There's a stat, I think Jimmy Butler played Jamal Murray in only 4 possessions in Game 1 and 35 possessions in Game 2. So that was a big deal for a bigger guy, a guy that's really physical, somebody who can wear Jamal Murray down to the end game. So that's going to be big for them. And Kevin Love gave them a little bit of a boost. You can put him on Jokic because he's heavy enough, and you can have Bam come and help. So a little bit of a different look for Jokic. He still had 41, but I guess they're trying to take away his assist, so it worked.
It worked, yeah.
For some reason, Kevin Love, when he gets into the playoffs, he's always in the finals. So let's see what happens there. Let's take a look at, well, he's always in the finals, so that doesn't mean he always wins. But let's take a look at that matchup in particular, especially for you, Mikey, kasi sanabi mo dito, key players are Jamal Murray and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray almost the entirety of that Game 2. Game 3, how do you see that matchup going, and what do you feel will be the biggest difference makers?
I think the Heat will stick to it. I think the Heat will stick to putting Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray. Obviously, it worked. It's really the question of how will the Nuggets adjust to that. How will Jamal Murray adjust to having Jimmy Butler on him for 48 minutes if that's how long they're going to play. For Jamal Murray, again, you just have to keep on keeping on. Be aggressive. This is, I believe, his first finals appearance?
Yeah.
His first finals appearance?
Denver's first.
Denver's
Yeah.
first. So, parang for me, you just can't back down now. You would lose shooting and being aggressive rather than be passive because everybody's looking at you to deliver.
Now, Aaron, you told us Duncan Robinson and KCP. What exactly do we need to watch out for from these two guys?
Well, for KCP, he only took 4 attempts in 36 minutes. So that's going to be big. He's their best shooter. I think he is their best shooter. So he's going to be big to space the floor for them. If he can make a couple of shots, that will open it up for Jokic, will open it up for Murray. And on the other side, Duncan Robinson, he's the third guy right now. There's no Tyler Hero. Kyle Lowry's not, he's a little bit older now. So I feel like if Duncan Robinson can be consistent moving forward, he not only will help them win a championship, he'll make his money because I was looking at his contract and it has a lot to do with what he does in the playoffs. So it'll be good for him. So
Yeah, that guy doing the math, I'm sure, has to think
definitely.
about that. But right now we have time for one more question. And you mentioned Tyler Hero. Reports are saying that he could be returning for the Miami Heat very soon. What do you do though? Do you play the guy after being out for 7 weeks? Remember, he was the leading scorer of the Heat prior to being injured. Aaron, where are you at?
I don't know. Maybe I put him in for 10 minutes. See how it goes. Maybe if I can get an early lead, I can put him in the game for a little bit, see how he's feeling, see how the flow's going. If it goes well, then you keep him in. If it doesn't, you take him out.
Mikey?
He's not the type that you plug and play. So like what he said, you put him in, make him the focal point, maybe for a few minutes, see what he can do. But definitely he's going to change the whole dynamic of the offense when he comes in.
But you'd still play him.
You'd
I
still
think
play him.
that's
You gotta try it out
Yeah,
at
you
least.
gotta
Try
try
it
it. You
out.
gotta try
Well,
it.
we'll see what happens in Game 3. Thank you, boys. But stay here because after the break, we'll take a look at some of the NBA stars who will possibly be suiting up for Team USA in the FIBA World Cup in Manila. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
Welcome back. You're watching the game. Now, as we wait, the country is hosting a FIBA Basketball World Cup. Reports reveal potential NBA stars will be suiting up for Team USA. Now, still joining us to talk about this, our NBA hype host Mikey Reyes and Morocco Bolt star Aaron Black. We will be flashing the names reported here as potential roster members for Team USA. But Z, a lot of questions have to be asked.
I guess the most important question is, seeing these names on the screen right now, is it enough to improve their 7th place finish back in 2019? Aaron?
I think it is. Just Anthony Edwards alone. That's gonna be. I'm gonna have to buy tickets for that game.
Yeah.
Just to watch them play over here.
Remember the last time that they played in the FIBA Basketball World Cup, they had guys like Jaylen Brown on a team, Donovan Mitchell, and still not enough to really get over the fact that international basketball has risen a level.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying, "Oh, give in, that they'll do better itong Team USA." Pero Mikey, how do you think that that's certain? Do you think that that's going to be the case, considering even if you have all-star talent in the Team USA lineup?
I think what I like about this team, the names that showed up, is a lot of them were first-time USA players. So I think the hunger will be there, diba? Papakita na kagad nila that they're deserving of that spot. And even though the finals is ongoing right now, there are also USA players from the two teams that are playing right now that could be in that lineup. So these guys, I believe they're going to take advantage. It's not something that I just need to get wins. Because pag mga veterano, medyo nandun ka lang, kailangan malalo. Ito mga kailangan magpakita pa.
That's true. Jaren Jackson Jr. is coming in as a DPOY, but of course, Austin Reeves being the lone Laker, I believe, on the team right now. Aaron, are you most excited to see
Speaking of
him
the
in
Laker.
particular?
Him and Anthony Edwards. All I'm looking to see.
All right.
See Austin Reeves.
Well, let's see. And of course, Mikey, may predict mo ba yung excitement level ng mga Filipino fans just to see all of these NBA stars here?
And he's gonna buy a ticket, man.
I'm
Are
buying
you
tickets.
gonna buy a ticket, Mikey?
TV5, meron ba dyan TV?
That is actually a good question. Mikey, let me know, please, if that's going to be the case for us as well. Pero, Aaron, this Team USA, do you feel that, again, a lot of people are saying that the FIBA Basketball World Cup, they don't really send in the big guns like the LeBrons and Steph Currys.
Right.
But do you feel that 7th place finish last time around really adds another level of, I guess, we need to get this after what happened?
I think it definitely does. But at the same time, we have all these countries now with the top players in the NBA, you know, coming from these countries. Like Luka, you have Jokic, who's in the finals right now. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I feel like they should add a couple more vets.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we'll see from
Jamal,
there.
right? Jamal can play. Murray?
Yeah. Jamal Murray can
Jimmy?
Jamal Murray is like in
Jimmy B.
Canada.
Bam.
Canada.
Oh,
so-
yeah. Canada.
Yeah. Again, international
right.
basketball. Yeah.
Bam, bam.
Bam. Why not bam? All right.
All right, well, Mikey, Aaron, thank you for joining us. We are really looking forward to Game 3 of the NBA and the FIBA here in
Yeah.
Manila. All right, the FIBA World Cup is coming to Manila, and nothing beats watching the games live and in person. Buy your single-day pass and get access to 2 live games of the FIBA Basketball World Cup for as low as, guess what, 999 pesos. Head to philippines.worldcup.basketball for more information, ticket types, seat information, and other special offers. Be a part of Philippine basketball history and buy your tickets today.
Well, okay, guys. Mikey, yan na yung details.
Ayun na.
Ayun yung kailangan mong gawin. Okay.
Yung pera na lang
999
problema.
lang.
Oh, you better.
Si Mikey mong lilibre sa
Oh,
akin.
si Mikey. Oh, I like
Thank you
that.
so
I like
much in
that.
advance, Mikey. All right, when we return, we check in with the reunited Jovelyn Gonzaga and Rachel Ann Daquis. Keep it here. You're watching The Game. You're still watching the game. Gonzaquis is back as Jovelyn Gonzaga returns to both the PVL and the Cignal HD Spikers after 3 long years. Joining us are, of course, the BFF Super Duo veterans Rachel and Daquis and Jovelyn Gonzaga. Ladies, welcome to the game.
Hello. Thanks for having us. Again.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. But of course, Jov, a lot of people are wondering and always ask, returning to Cignal, was that always going to be one of your number one choices? Especially since Army's not joining the PBL this time around.
Actually, hindi. Joke. Hindi, inaantay ko yung reaction niya. Actually, ang tagal na naming plan talaga. Last year pa, na kung walang Team Army, automatic Cignal talaga ang punta ko. Pero thankful din kasi since hindi na buong Army, since may nag-training, since may nagre-recover. So, ang top option talaga yung Cignal. And syempre, makasama ulit si Buday after 3 long years.
Buday, how does it feel? Yun pala yung goal niya. Yun yung number one reason kung bakit Cignal yung pinili niya.
Actually.
But how does it feel being reunited? And I'm sure all the Gonzaquis fans
Yes.
are looking forward to this conference.
Super happy kasi kahit na magkalaban kami sa court, alam mo yon, kahit ibang season to, lagi kami magkausap. Kahit magkalaban, nagtuturuan kami, nag-uusap kami. Oh, ito yung kulang mo, ito yung ganyan. So, ganun yung na-build yung relationship namin ni Jobs. And sobrang happy ako na makakasama ko kasi dream ko ulit na makasama siya. Lagi ko sinasabi, uy, hindi pwedeng matatapos yung laro natin, I mean yung career natin, or if mag-retire man, na hindi kami magkakasama. So, dapat talaga magkasama ulit kami. And yun, happy ako na nangyari yun.
Jov, a little showbiz ha, pero...
Kinakabahan ako pag kami sa showbiz.
Your seatbelts.
Hindi, pero when Army was not going to be part of yung PBL, who made the first move? You or Cignal? Or Rich?
Actually,
I'm the manager.
hindi kasi consistent talagang pag-uusap namin. So, Day, anong update sa Army, blah, 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 and all, ganito, ganyan. So, ina-update talaga namin ng isa't isa to the point na, okay, Day, confirm na walang Team Army. Okay, push ko na sa kay TM. Ganun
But
siya.
yung respect namin sa Team Army, talagang inintay muna namin na hindi talaga sila sasali bago namin makuha si Jobs.
So, ganun yung process.
Alright, Jov, again, congratulations in your last debut in the SEA Games. Kasi beach volleyball, guys, in case you missed it, hello, Jovelyn Gonzaga, back being the queen of the sands. But kamusta yung preparation, shifting from beach volleyball to indoor? Like, are there anything, is there anything na challenging para sa'yo as a Jovelyn Gonzaga? May challenging pa ba?
Hindi, actually, sobrang siyang challenging kasi since may history ako, di ba? Injury. So, hindi siya pwede talagang isang tabi.
Okay.
And aging, charot.
Wala yun.
Lumalabas na
Wala
yun, di ba?
yun.
Ay, wala. Hindi.
Wala sa backup.
Hindi, parang kailangan siya talaga i-consider. So, ang transition from beach volley to indoor, ang hirap talaga. So, from first 3 days na training ko, hindi pa ako tumatalon. So, inalalayan din ako ng coaching staff more on conditioning, jumping, kung paano ulit, paano ko ulit ma-feel.
Timing,
So, timing. So, today lang din ako talaga naka-solid ng talon.
Well, Rach, you're looking at a Cignal team right now na, okay, may returning player, very long time. The reunion is obviously very real, but there's also a couple of new players trying to make a difference para sa Cignal. Anong masasabi mo sa team as a whole at the moment? And of course, yung role din ni Jov as part of the team, considering that returning player, I guess veteran, not really a new face in the team.
Siguro mas naging deeper yung core ng team namin. And alam mo yun na kahit sino ipasok, alam mo magpe-perform. At saka yung pagdating ni Jobs din sa amin kasi hindi mo na kailangan ng masyadong adjustment kasi kumbaga leader na yan eh. So siguro in terms of na lang, sa setting na lang, siguro doon yung adjustment kay Jobs kasi bago yung setter niya. Pero kay Coach Shaq, naging coach niya na yun. Nag-champion kami with Coach Shaq sa FEU. Sa FEU dati nag-champion kami. Tapos yun, sobrang, with Vanny naman na additional sa team namin. Siyempre, leader din naman siya sa Ateneo. So, minimal yung adjustment and may secret pa kami, Char.
Ay, joke.
Hindi ko alam yun, yung mga momento. Joke.
May secret pa kami. Joke.
Alright, we'll try to divulge those secrets. Kasi ngayon, let's focus on your friendships. Kasi I know there's a lot of people, waiting to watch you guys on the court. Pero off the court, siguro let's start with how did this Gonzaquis friendship start? Could you share with us?
Sino?
12 years ago.
12 years.
At least, diba, tumagal kami.
Tumagal kami. Pag friendship talaga tumatagal.
Diba?
Like
Nag-stay
forever.
tayo sa friendship.
Yes, alam mo yan.
Kung alam mo lang, hindi na friendship na.
12 years. Tapos ang daming championship together.
Okay.
Tapos international and local, yun. Halos lagi kami
Ang
magkasama.
deep na din talaga ng pinagsamahan namin.
Tsaka sa mga alam mo yun, kahit mga personal, namin.
Yes.
Alam mo na.
Hindi man kami, alam
Ayaw
mo,
mo na
hindi man
i-tackle sa
kami
TV,
laging
ano? Oo, wag mo na
nagkikita. Kasi
makasabi ka
syempre, may work siya, may work ako. Pero, alam mo, isang message lang namin, gets
Alam na namin.
isa-isa.
Like, die. Okay.
Alam na yun, gano'n.
Okay, sige. So, since 12 years yung friendship ninyo, nakailan generations na sila ng fans?
Yes, of course.
Nabutan na namin yung new fans and yung old fans.
Of course, new fans and old fans. But for the sake of the new fans out there, Joe, for those who want to get to know Rachel and Daquis, how would you describe Rachel and Daquis to the new generation of fans out there?
Paano ba day?
Hindi kasi sa may bagong bata na manonood ng PVL. Tapos lumapit sa'yo, Ate Shell, sino yan? Sino yung katabi mo? Ba't kayo best friend? Tapos describe mo siya.
So di-describe ko si Jobs.
Ay, ka muna ka.
Hindi, ako naman kay Jobs, sobrang pinagmamalaki ko siya na sobrang tapang. Alam mo yung galing siya sa injury noon, hindi, grabe siya lumaban. Ilalaban niya yung mukha niya, ilalaban niya lahat, kahit injured siya. I mean yung hindi pa ganun yung 100% recovery niya, pero nakikita mo siyang kikipagpatayan. Kahit kay coach ang sasabihin nung ini-example niya sa mga ano, pagdating si Ate Jobs nyo, kahit ipasok mo lang dyan, patayan na yan. So, si Jobs, bagay na bagay sa kanya maging soldier athlete kasi talagang sobrang palaban, matapang, hindi lang sa volleyball, pati sa buhay. And sa love life, sobrang grabe.
Ay, teka lang.
Grabe ang tapang, hindi ko kaya yung tapang. Ganun.
Hindi masyado mo naman ako i-build up. Nasa signal na nga ako. Hindi
Sobrang
naman ako
tapang kasi niyan. Sobrang grabe tapang.
Okay.
Yun naman yung parang medyo siya yung matapang sa amin, ako hindi masyado.
Alright, Joff, chance to strike back.
Simple lang ako, hindi naman ako mapuri. Pero mas more naman ako sa actions. Sa pagsilbi. Si Rachel talaga born leader talaga to. So until now, makikita mo yung leadership niya kung paano niya pagaanin ng isang situation. Like for example, makikita mo na nag-rattle ng kakagulo na. Si Rachel, siya yung taga-kalma. Siya yung in-between sa lahat ng bagay. So until now, andun pa rin. And ang laro ni Rachel, ganun pa rin, parang nasa 20s pa rin. Kanina nag-tune up game kami, napapamangha ako. Sabi ko, 25?
Kakain namin mamaya.
Di ba nagbibultapan yun? Pero legit, kasi si Rachel, grabe yung mag-alaga ng katawan niya. So, nai-inspire din ako sa kanya kung paano niya na-maintain yung
Magkausap
condition
kami lagi
niya.
kung paano kami stay young pa din. Gusto namin yung maging good example kami sa mga bata na, alam mo yung sa age na na-reach namin ngayon, pero nakakapaglaro ka pa sa peak mo, nakakasabay ka pa sa mga bata.
New generation.
Parang ang daming generation na pero laban pa din. Ganun.
12 years of fans and more coming right up, ladies. Una-una, thank you very much for coming on. Congratulations
much.
na na-reunite kayo. And we're excited to see Cignal HD Spikers in the upcoming PBL.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zihir Basho.
And Paolo De Rosario. This has been The Game.
News that matters.
There weren't any headlines on